Welcome to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Sydnie Kohara. We are thrilled to get a jump on the summer reading season with 4 authors on today's show, 2 of them local to the Bay Area. And as always, if you're engrossed in a book of your own and you miss a segment, you can always catch us online. We archive our shows on social media and got a lot of extras and behind-the-scenes features. So check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And don't forget, if you have a great story idea, let us know. Send us an email to one of our social media sites or to cbssf.com. Please welcome to Bay Sunday a second-time guest and the author of Huntress, Malinda Lo. Malinda, nice to have you back.
Thank you for having me again.
Now, the first time you were on, you had a book called Ash, and now Huntress. So, quickly describe Ash and then how Huntress is part of sort of almost this sort of continuation.
Sure. Ash is actually a retelling of Cinderella with a queer twist. And Huntress, which is set several centuries before Ash, tells sort of an origin story. It's a hero's quest featuring 2 girls who are called to journey far from their homeland to basically save the world, you know, like all heroes' quests.
So what most of the times we think of heroes, we think of boys, young men. These are 2 strong, very strong young women.
Yeah. In the journey, you know, they really come into their own strength. They come to know who they are, and they come to fall in love. So it's got a lot in it.
When you look at the young adult genre, do you find that there is a lack of strong women, characters?
You know, I think that there are increasingly more and more books about strong female characters. I think that it's something that we are seeing more of, and I love that. I'd always love to see more, you know, because I'm a fan of those, like Buffy. Buffy's one of my favorite shows, so I love all those kick-ass girls.
Well, you said that you were born in China, but you grew up reading, and your grandmother wrote a book you wanted to write, and of course Nancy Drew was one of the first books. You remember that, huh?
It's true. The first book I read on my own was Nancy Drew, The Secret and the Old Lace. I totally remember that.
The characters in this book, do they get into all of the action and the violence?
They do. There's lots of action.
Any other heroine would get into?
Oh yeah. There's lots of action, and there are battle scenes, and there are escape scenes, and it's a lot of fun.
Do you intentionally write for the young adult market? Did you know this is what you were?
Well, the funny thing is, I wrote Ash, my first novel, just for myself. I thought it was an adult novel. It wasn't until I started to submit it to agents that I realized, oh, this is really YA. So it was a 2-book deal. So when I wrote Huntress, I knew I was going to be writing a YA.
But you know, about characters that a lot of people would say these aren't characters that really young kids should be reading about, but really they should be in this day and age.
I think they should be. Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you had any pushback?
A little, really not very much. You know, I've been so happy that the books have received such positive support. I've had very, very little pushback in terms of homophobic reactions, although Ash was challenged in a library in Georgia, I believe, but it survived the challenge, so you know, it wasn't taken away from readers.
What has been the response that you've gotten from young adults who read this? And you say that it really is crossover, like Harry Potter. So many adults read those.
I get readers' emails from, you know, teens who tell me that reading Ash or Huntress really helped them to become comfortable with the fact that they're coming out. I've gotten an email from readers who are adults who read it and tell me they wish they'd had this book when they were teenagers.
Right. Were there any books like this when you and I were growing up?
No, there were none. Absolutely none. So
it sounds like you're really striking a nerve out there. When you write for the young adult market, is there any difference? Are you consciously thinking about, you know, that age group? It just comes from your heart, and then...
It absolutely comes from my heart. I think writing YA is a little bit different than adult because we have to get you right into the story. You know, teenagers they don't have a lot of patience, so you have to put them right in the middle of the action and really put all that emotion right up front.
Is it hard to think of those kinds of storylines, or do you just feel like, gosh, if I had lived back then, this is what I would be doing? And
I think it's fun.
These are the worlds I would be conquering.
I have a crazy imagination, so it's all fun for me, and I really enjoy it.
So tell me, what's next for you?
Well, I'm writing a YA sci-fi series, 2 books that are set in San Francisco. It's coming out.
Sci-fi in San Francisco? Yeah. Can you give us a little hint?
Well, it's kind of X-Files-ish, so I'm really excited about it. It comes out in fall 2012.
Where do these ideas come from, or do you sit in coffee shops and watch people?
That book, the new book, honestly, I'm not kidding. It came to me in a dream.
That
sounds so bad, but I really did have a dream.
No, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, we all have just crazy dreams. Yours just sound a little bit crazier than others.
Some of them are, yeah.
So the book again is called Huntress, and now should people read Ash before they read Huntress, or
they can read it in either order? There are no crossover characters.
Okay.
So, yeah, either order is good.
Well, that's wonderful. And this is just, I love the fact that it's just a strong heroine that is in here.
Absolutely.
So, okay, when do we expect the next one?
Fall 2012.
Fall 2012.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a little bit of time, huh?
I do. I have to go and finish it.
Well, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Malinda. And I want to let everybody know that you can purchase Malinda's book, Huntress, at your local bookstore and online. And for more information, you can log on to malindalo.com. We'll be back with a look at the challenges of a multi-generational workforce. Stay with us.